All right, everybody, it's 2025. We don't have too much time to waste. We got a lot of new stuff to look at today. Join us today on the XP project. All right, everybody, we are back. 2025 Lagoon season is officially underway. I'm here the first day. You can hear in the background, tons of people are having a great time today. It's not packed today, but I think I would say this is probably a lot busier than a normal opening day. I think we're gonna just see that because people love this park and they're doing a lot of stuff here and people are wanting to come out and see it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Probably won't hit everything today because there's a lot to go over, but I do want to go over the stuff that we don't know for sure, like district stuff, Peacock Parlor stuff, because we haven't had that information for 6 months. So we're gonna go over all that. A couple things I wanted to mention just off the bat is a couple things that I noticed just like walking in like straight away is that the music in like the Main Street area, kind of by the splash pad, sounds so good now. I don't know if they got more speakers or if they fixed the speakers, but it sounds really good. Like, it's just loud and good, and like, I don't know, like when I walked in, it was like I was like really pumped up because the music was playing really well. So if you work out here, let me know if you've heard of that, but it just sounded good because like you could hear it everywhere, and it just like, people are kind of dancing and stuff like that. It's awesome. All right, so the Peacock Parlor, I'm kind of like a little bit speechless. Well done, the people that did this, all the construction workers and the planners and just Lagoon itself. Like, it looks so good. It looks so good. And the thing is like when you're walking in that front gate, you immediately see it. The placement is so good. You see the first kind of, I'm actually putting up a video here so you guys can see what it looks like when you're walking into the park. But it just looks so good coming into the park and seeing that building. The color scheme is so good. And one thing that kind of cracked me up is I was hanging around the building here this last hour, just a little bit, kind of looking around, getting some B-roll. And I heard at least 3 different people be like, oh, this building looks like it could be in like Willy Wonka or Harry Potter, And that's awesome. Like, if they're doing such a good job on that people like think it looks that good, that's awesome, because I think it really does. And I think it adds a ton of value because that Main Street just kind of looked a little grim, especially when the old building set fire and it wasn't there anymore. So it just adds so much aesthetic to that part of the park. And there's a little spot across there in between the Peacock Parlor and Terror Rides, still like a little dirt and some construction, because they've still got a lot of work to do. But hopefully they put maybe some flowers out there or something like that. But that's gonna look so good come, probably like midsummer when they finish that. And I'm blown away. And the inside looks great. There's a lot of candy on that side. Then you go over to the Peacock side. It's actually 2 separate buildings. Well, it's the same building, but they're separated by doors and walls. But then you've got the Peacock Parlor, where you get your ice cream on one side, and then you got the carousel candy on the other side. And they just look so good. And they actually look different themed too, which is kind of fun. It almost feels like we got 2 separate things instead of just one restaurant. Sorry, I'm kind of blabbering. It's just really cool. It's to be brutally honest with you, it's a lot better than I even thought it was gonna be. And it just looks so great. One thing I did want to mention too, this is just kind of a little thing. I'll go over more in my construction videos and kind of state of Lagoon videos, but the line for season passes right now is astronomical. I mean, no one's really gotten their pictures taken yet because it's the first week. And so it's a long line for those. So my suggestion would be, and if you work out here, let me know if there's any other tips, but my suggestion would be either get out here really early or possibly like try to get like the last maybe appointment. Well, it's not an appointment, but like to get in line, just because you're gonna wait like possibly maybe even an hour. I mean, they move people through really fast, but it's just something to kind of be aware of because that line was crazy. I mean, I got mine done last week. Even though they were closed, they were still doing photos. So I actually just walked right in. There was like no line today. But if you don't have your season pass photos yet, get out here as early as you can because that line's pretty long. All right, so after checking out the Peacock Parlor, just absolutely amazed by everything that's going on there. The main reason I'm out here though is to check out the district stuff, because this is something that like we haven't been able to see anything. You know, they've kind of been showing pictures of, you know, the Peacock Parlor, so I kind of had a little bit of an idea what that was going to look like. But the district, there's a few things I'm surprised about back here. They've torn out a little bit more than what I thought. So the little old, I'm going to show on the screen here, the little old area where you used to be able to go fishing is gone. The gift shop over here is completely closed down and the signs are ripped off of it, which tells me they're probably going to have that district themed as well, which makes me really happy because this gift shop was a little lackluster, I just want to be honest. And so I'm glad that they're doing that as well. And the scrim now is completely out almost to that area where the fishing pond used to be. I'm just kind of glancing at everything right now. They've got some concrete poured. The one ride that was similar to the cliffhanger is up now, and they're working on it right now. They've actually got some bags in the seats and they've been testing that on and off today. So that one's looking like it's pretty much placed, but I don't see any of the other rides unless they're way back behind, but I'm not really able to see a ton because of the scrim. But we're going to talk about this a little bit more as we walk back up to the front. All right, so the district, just walking away from there now, I just got a lot of thoughts. So I'm actually really excited about this. This is something that's like, in my opinion, kind of making this park a little bit more of like a theme park. I was talking to friends about this morning. I think it's important because this is going to make the park feel like there's like areas, you know, like you know, you go to Disneyland, there's like Fantasyland and there's, you know, Tomorrowland and all that stuff. And I think that this adds a really nice theme to the park. Can't say a lot about it yet because it's not done. We got a lot to wait and see. But I think it's going to just be an awesome addition to this park. So I'm walking back down. I do know that the news came out, if you haven't heard about it, that they are taking out the zoo animals area of the train. Not a lot of news on that. I don't know if they're taking out the train altogether or if they're just doing the animals part, but I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more about that. I didn't get a lot of information on it, but I think that it's personally, my personal opinion, I think it's a good thing. I think that that's been a sour spot for a lot of people. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people weren't buying season passes because of that. And you know, your opinion, you're right to your opinion's your own. And I think that that's a good thing. So I do hope they do something with the train though, because you know, you guys know I'm a Disney guy and I love the train there, and it's like a train in a theme park is just such an awesome thing to have. And I hope they don't rip the train out. You know, they could put something in there maybe with like animatronics or, you know, something that I don't think would cost crazy amount of money, but I hope something still stays there, like in terms of the train. All right, so walking back up to, or I guess down to the south side now, I do want to show you guys, we're talking about new stuff in 2025, but that's also stuff that's been removed. Cliffhanger is now going to be gonzo. They're taking that out. I saw this coming from a mile away. I talked about this in a lot of my videos last year. That ride was down all the time. You know, I talked to some people out here that work here, and they were talking about how the maintenance and the operation of that ride was just unfeasible. Between the water and the mechanical side of it, it just didn't work well. It was always down. I think it's a good decision to take that out. And the one ride that I got B-roll of back there in the district is really pretty similar to Cliffhanger. So I think that they're just gonna kind of have that ride be kind of the new Cliffhanger, and I'm fine with that coming out. It was one I rarely ever rode. All right, and then one quick other thing, they do have the stainless steel mugs for the new season. I knew they'd have these. They are district themed this year, $59.99, awesome deal. You get free refills on those all season long of soda. So I would suggest getting one of those early in the season. They're a great value. I'll be picking one up today. They are awesome. Don't forget to get one of those. You'll save so much money over the time of the year, especially if you're coming out here like once a week. You know, it's the reason I love these first days. There's just so many new things because the season's been closed. You know, the park's been closed for 6 months. So I'm over at the Playhouse over here, and they do have the name for the new show. It's called Emerald Underground. Got a big Z logo on it. So it's saying, in partnership with Joseph Wartnercheny, probably saying that wrong, is proud to present Z's Emerald Underground. Tucked away in a hidden speakeasy, this experience welcomes you into a world where everyone who enters becomes family. Led by a charismatic maestro, you'll be swept into a dazzling revue filled with electrifying vocals, high energy choreography, and breathtaking moments of wonder, featuring bold reimaginings of classic hits and unforgettable surprises. This is a one-of-a-kind journey whisks you down a mysterious road where the extraordinary is always within reach, and who knows, you might just become part of the show. So they'll probably bring people up on stage and stuff. And then they've got the smoke and mirrors. They do that every year. And it's, you know, the magic show. I loved watching magic shows from when I was like a little kid, and so it's just something that I've always been really passionate about. But they've got like a cool it almost looks very theatre-y, you know, like very like opera theatre-y in here. And this is gonna be a really fun one to see. I'm really excited. The show times are just up on the side there, and I took a little snippet of that, so come check these out. They're always so great. All right, and I just wanted to just take a quick second here. Thank you everybody that watches the channel. I really appreciate it. I take the winter off of doing the channel. Like I said, I got like a regular 9 to 5. I kind of do that thing, and but it's always good to be back. I just love this park so much. I've been coming here, you know, since I was a little kid. And I just want to thank everybody for being along here. We've got such a good community that always like answers questions and does everything. And then on that note, also just thank you so much for everyone that works out here. Man, just the people who worked on these buildings. I'm just standing here in front of the Peacock Parlor right now. Everything just looks so good, and the smiles on the faces of everyone out here, and everyone's just so nice, you know, and I really appreciate all you guys do. All right, so I've hit the Pioneer Village. I hit the south side of the park. We're gonna run up to Primordial and just see if anything's going on up there. You never know. All right, and I know I mentioned this on a lot of my previous videos, so if you've seen them, feel free to just ignore this part. But if you're new to the channel at all and you kind of want tips and tricks on crowd levels out here, this is just my opinion. Feel free to chime in, obviously, if I'm wrong here. I found like this time of year, we're in pre-summer mode. Summer hasn't come yet. The park's only open on Saturdays and Sundays right now until summer starts and the kids are out of school. So this is a great time to come to the park because it's busy, but it's not. I mean, I'm looking at line times right now, and you're pretty much getting on all the smaller rides. You're just getting right on right now. So I would highly recommend come out this time of year. It is a little chillier, but I mean, I'm just in a long sleeve tee and it feels fine out here today. Then summertime comes. Summertime can get pretty busy, especially during the days. But what I found is when it starts getting really hot, like to the point where it's like 115 degrees outside and stuff, the park does tend to slow down a little bit. So if you're okay with heat, my suggestion would be to come out like during the middle of summer, like on the nights during the middle of summer, because a lot of people still have to work the next day and stuff. So I just found that the crowd levels are really good. Like on like a Tuesday or Thursday during the summertime are great times to come. You know, maybe just pop out after work if you got to pass for a couple hours. And then when we get into the fall season, once Frightmare starts, that's when probably, in my opinion, is the busiest time of the year. But the trade-off is it is the best time of the year to come because the weather's cooler and they've got all the haunted houses that are included in your park pass and your season pass. So the value coming during Frightmares, if you're only going to come one time in a year, definitely come during Frightmares, in my opinion. But if you got a season pass, come during the summer. It's a great time for less crowds. You know, my fountain is not up yet, but look, somebody is taking a bath in the fountain, taking advantage before those taking advantage before the fountain gets turned on. This fountain here is one of my favorite things at the park, and I'm kind of bummed it's not here yet, but it's just still a little colder outside. But the goose is he's enjoying his little bath time in there. All right, so it looks as if Primordial is closed. Well, it's let me rephrase that. It's running. The carts are running, but they're empty right now. But that's not stopping people from getting in line for this. I think they're just waiting for it to come back up. This is typical of an opening day at an amusement park. It's just not ready to go yet. And it's still, what time is it right now? I lost track. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock. So the park's been open for, you know, what, 4 hours, but it takes a little time to get this thing going. But man, I walk from, oh, Grant is over there. He's in line. Let's see if he can beat the score today. So the thing is, I got a little distracted there. So the thing is with Primordial, the theming of this is just so good. I don't know if they're ever gonna have a ride that themes better than this. I'm walking from the Rocket over here, and the mountains in the background have got the snow on them still just a little bit. And this mountain just looks so good. You can't pick a better theme for this. And you know, nothing new. I kind of thought maybe they were gonna put something out here under these little canopies, but I haven't seen anything yet, so we'll keep an eye on that and see how it goes. All right, so if we're talking about dedicated people, Grant, he's the guy that I had on a video last year. He has all the high scores on Primordial. This guy is so good at this ride. He's actually in line waiting for it to start. I told him, serious dedication, man. Let us know in the comments how long you ended up waiting today, because sometimes those first days takes a little while for the ride to get going, so let us know how it went. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it for our first day of 2025. Just kind of wanted to come out here and get a little B-roll of that stuff. You know, a lot of this construction is just fluid, so it's like some weeks we'll come out and there might not be anything done, and then other weeks we're gonna come out and there might be a ton, you know, plopped in there. So just keep an eye on the channel, and we'll keep trying to give you updates as much as possible. I'll be trying to put out a video about once a week, maybe once every week and a half-ish, just you know, time permitting. And I just appreciate you guys being along for the ride. I'm really pumped to be back out here. It is supposed to rain here pretty soon, so I'm gonna get out of here before I get all wet. Thanks again, keep following. I appreciate all you do. Thanks for joining us on the XP project.